All right, you're on with Aaron.
All right, Aaron Pico, how are you doing today, sir? It's Steve Jewin from MMA Mania.
I'm doing good, Steve. All is well. Can't complain.
That's good to hear. So you're getting ready for a big fight here at the Fedor versus Fedor card, January 26th, the Forum in Englewood. You're taking on Henry Corrales. So what do you think of him as an opponent?
I think he's a tough guy. I think he's a veteran. He's fought Bellator's best, and it's no cakewalk for me. It's definitely a challenge to step up in competition, and we're ready. We're ready to get the job done. January 26th.
It feels like you two were on a collision course, given that you're both on 4-fight win streaks right now. So do you see this as a way to shake down the featherweight division and eliminate contenders?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that we're obviously on a 4-fight win streak. He is as well. He's fought some tough guys. So yeah, I feel that a winner of this fight is in a very, very good position to fight for a title. I really believe that. So I knew this fight was going to happen, especially when I started fighting with Bellator. I knew that somehow, some way, we were going to end up fighting each other. And here we are on January 26th at the Forum. No better place. He's from Southern California. I'm from Southern California. So it's definitely going to be a great night. That's for sure.
Can't ask for anything better than that, getting to fight at home and hopefully having a partisan crowd in your favor. But then again, since he's from Cali too, he might just have as many supporters as you do.
Yeah, I think so. I have a lot of supporters, but I've heard he's got a lot of fans too. But you know what though? That's what makes the sporting events the beauty. You know, you don't want everybody in your favor. You want some people hating on you and giving you some boos. I mean, it evens it out and it makes you more excited. So yeah, I'm sure he's gonna have just as many many people as I'm gonna have there. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a war. I think it's gonna be exciting. That's the only way I could put it.
Even when he finishes fights, they usually go to the third round, whereas you've had every fight stop in the first round to date, including all of your wins in the 4-fight win streak. So it seems like long fights are his thing, short fights are your thing, and somebody's got to give one way or the other.
During sparring and everything like that, the second, third, fourth, and fifth rounds are always the best rounds for me because I actually get in my groove. The first round, I don't know, I have this little bit of nervous energy, but as soon as I slow down, I feel so good. My punch rate actually goes up. So, and the power stays the same. It's kind of crazy. So, yeah, we'll have to see. For sure, I've been fortunate enough to get the job done early, but the way that I train is obviously for I say third, fourth, and fifth round because, I mean, that's how many rounds I spar. But, yeah, the longer the fight goes, the better for me. And the punching actually goes up. So that's going to be interesting. That's what makes fights so exciting. But, yeah, make no mistake, this guy freaking bulldozes people over and knocks people out, too, in the later rounds. So, yeah, it's going to be quite interesting.
Well, it's scary to think that you could actually get better the longer a fight goes on because you've looked so outstanding in your fight so far. It's been like, okay, we know he's young and we know this is early in his career, but he looks like a world title contender already the way he's mowing people down.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I really do love to put on spectacular fights. That's what people remember, and that's what I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, is be in big arenas and fighting for people. It sounds kind of crazy to think about that. That's what I wanted to do as a kid, but that's why some people are fighters and some people are not. But yeah, I'm very happy the way that my progression is going as a fighter and as a person. I think 2 years at me being a pro, I'm finally starting to come into my own and figuring out what works for me and what doesn't. I'm not there yet quite entirely, but that's the reason to train. So 1 year at a time, one fight at a time, 1 month at a time, and we'll take it in stride. And before you know it, 3-4 years from now, I'll be the best pound for pound champion on this planet.
I kind of see it the same way, and especially after the Leandro Ego fight, he was a former contender, and you just took him apart. I thought that might be the first fight of yours that went past the first round.
Yeah, you know, I knew he was a tough guy. You know, he said at the weigh-in that he was going to break me and do all this stuff. So I said, oh, wow, this guy, he's coming to fight. Yeah, I don't know. I just hit him straight on the freaking jaw and he went down. I knew it was over. Once you get hit with my punch, like I said before, I've always said this, my left hand will hurt you, but my right hand will freaking put you in a coffin. It really will. So to have power in both my hands is a big advantage going into a fight, and having the wrestling. So I couldn't be more ready.
You know, I think that's something a lot of people misunderstood when you first got signed with Bellator. Everybody thought Aaron Pico is this Olympic level wrestler. He's just going to dominate people by taking them down and humbling them on the ground. And yet everybody forgot you had Golden Gloves boxing experience.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. I was just looking at a picture of me with holding my Golden Gloves boxing belt. It was in 2009, 10 years ago. So I think I might do a you know, how everybody's doing that 10-year challenge. So 10 years ago, it was me with Floyd Mayweather Sr. holding my my Golden Gloves boxing belt. That's what a lot of people don't realize. I had like 30 fights in boxing, and I eventually, I thought I was going to the Olympics for boxing. I did some MMA fights, some pancration. I beat a lot of people because I was good at wrestling, but I thought I was just going to go straight boxing. Obviously, wrestling took me in a different direction for the better. So, yeah, a lot of people thought I was just going to come in there and take people down, which I still am going to do. I'm going to have to, you know, eventually. So, it's just good to have those weapons in your back pocket, you know, having the art in every weapon that you have. So, it's good.
Absolutely. Now, who would win the 10-year challenge between you and AJ McKee? Because both of you look endlessly young.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we are both babies. We're both babies. 10 years, thinking about 2009, 10 years ago. I remember driving to the Golden Gloves with my dad, not my girlfriend, my mom, and my cousin. And it just felt like yesterday. It was a good day. I had 4 fights in 1 week, and I won all my fights. It was a cool to think 10 years ago. It's shit. That time flies. You know, enjoy the moment. And yeah, you don't think about it when you're a kid. Is it shaping you for your future? You know, you just thinking, oh, I'm gonna go to Junior Golden Gloves and go on vacation with my parents and go fight 4 times and you know, win a belt. That's all I was concerned about. Man, I want to win a belt. I want to win a belt. But little did you know, it's just shaping you for your future. So it was a good time. It's cool to reflect on that. But damn, it goes by fast.
10 years ago, I was going to Las Vegas to watch Lyoto Machida fight for the world title, and 10 years later, I was interviewing him about fighting in Bellator. So, like you said, you don't know what you're doing back then, how it's going to shape your career later. I feel just the same.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's kind of weird.
How are things at the body shop? Obviously, everybody seems to be rolling right now. You're having a great time. AJ's having a great time. Things are coming together for everyone.
Yeah, everything is going very, very well. You know, I mean, I enjoy this. I enjoy this very much. I like to get, I mean, you probably hear from fighters a lot that they, you know, enjoy, you know, getting better, but I truly, truly enjoy my life right now. I'm in a good place right now. I'm starting to feel my body, feel my strength, and everything's starting to come into fruition how I always pictured myself, you know, being a fighter and stuff. So yeah, at the body shop, it's been great. I've been splitting my time up between training lab and the body shop. So it's been a great camp, being with TJ and Juan, and then going over to the body shop, working with Antonio. All is well. I mean, I don't have to work a day job. I just train, ride my horse. I can't complain, man. I really can't, Steve.
That's amazing, though, that you're actually splitting up the time between those two camps. I mean, I always think of you as a body shop guy, but at the same time, if you're working with TJ, you really can't get any better than that either. So you're getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, you know, here's the thing: when TJ's in camp, there's so many partners to train with. So I work with Antonio. I work with Antonio every day at night, and then you know, in the body shop sometimes during the morning. But for the most part, my sparring and some stuff, I'm with the training lab. So yeah, it was good to see different looks, see different partners. Cub Swanson came in there, TJ Juan, this guy named Chito, some other guys that have fought. So. And just to see the way that they train and the way how serious they take it as well is pretty cool to see. You know, being there with Dwayne Ludwig running some practices, it's just a good to switch it up. Sometimes doing the same thing over and over again, same place, it kind of get bored like anything else. So it's good to switch up time. Body shop a little bit during the week, and then training lab a little bit during the week. Wild card. So it was a good flow.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And hey, I'm covering UFC on Saturday night, so give me a little bit of insight. How ready is TJ for this fight with Henry Cejudo right now?
Steve, I can tell you one thing. People probably before a fight always say, this is the best camp I've ever had. This is the best I've ever felt. One thing I can honestly say about TJ is the numbers don't lie. I sit here and watch him, the way that his output is. It's actually getting better as him going to 125. He's actually lifting more weight at him at 25. I said, how in the hell is that possible? You know, it's just Coach Cal's done a great job with his nutrition, starting 13 weeks out and bringing his weight down slowly. So back to what you're saying, how ready he is I don't think you can get any more ready than he has. So I'm excited for him to go show what he can do on Saturday night, you know, because he really lives it day in and day out, and there's a reason why he's a champion and soon to be double champion. Mark my words, he really is ready.
Wow, I can't wait then. I'm going to be covering 2 great weekends of fights back to back. And speaking of which, how exciting is it for you to be fighting on the same card as the finals of the Heavyweight Grand Prix with Fedor and Bader?
Yeah, it's damn, I mean, it's pretty crazy to think about. If you would have told me that I would be fighting on a Fedor card as a co-main event in Los Angeles, I would have thought you were crazy a while back, but it's actually happening, you know. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but you know, all the years of doing, all the years of putting in the time and the effort and the stuff that my parents were doing to help get me to where I'm at today, it's rewarding. It's really cool. So I'm excited. To think about being on a Fedor card. It's when I'm retired, I'm gonna think, damn, I was on a Fedor card. He's like a mythical legend, you know. It's gonna be cool. So I'm excited. I don't think about it too much. Whenever I fight on big cards like that, I always think about it after. I'm always like, wow, that was pretty big. So I'm excited.
Right. You can't allow yourself to get too distracted. You got to keep your focus on the fight in front of you. And speaking of Henry Corrales, what is the trickiest thing about him going into this fight? What's the biggest challenge with him?
The biggest challenge for me, I think, I just think he's tough. I think my skills all around are better than his. I think my wrestling is a lot better. My quickness, my boxing is better. But yeah, I think he's just tough. You know, he takes guys into deep waters and they usually fold because their bodies can't endure that. For me, I mean, the way that I train, the way that I push my body is I'm ready for a 10-round fight at 5-minute rounds. I can honestly do that, and I'm not just saying that. So all around, I feel I'm well prepared. We're ready to go. I don't know much to say. I've done it. When you do everything right and you follow the plan and you're doing what's right, your conscience is free going into a fight. You're ready, and there's no excuse. There's no excuses. Go have fun.
Absolutely. But the one thing I've picked up on from watching Henry Corrales all this time in Bellator is that his toughness, as you indicated, is one of his greatest strengths, but it's also his ability to overcome the odds in situations you would think are disadvantageous to him. They'll put him in there with a larger opponent, with a heavier opponent, and he just always seems to find a way to do damage.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, he's, you know, one thing about me, Steve, is I feel good because the power that I have in my hands is that you can't just take him over and over and over again. I hit you once, I'm going to hit you again and again and again and again, and I will not get tired. I will keep coming until that bell rings. So, yeah, you can be tough, but when you fight a guy like that can punch just as hard as you, if not harder, it's going to be a tough challenge. You know, and that's when you can say, you know, okay, I'm going to take the guy down. But it's going to be difficult for him to take me down. Not impossible, but it's just going to be very, very hard. It takes a lot to take me down. And for me, I can take him down. I know I can take him down and hold him down. And even if he gets up, I'm going to take you down again. Take you down again and again. So
that might actually be fun, though, if we get to see that, because we yet to see you take anybody down in a fight because you're too busy knocking them out.
I know. We'll have to see. We'll have to just take the fight as it comes. So I'm ready to go. Wherever the fight goes, I'm excited. I'm ready for, and I prepared. Let's say I get taken down. I prepared. What do I do when I get taken down? I've taken him down. I can stand on my feet. So we're ready for everything. All around, we're ready.
Well, between the training lab and the body shop, I can't imagine you being any more ready. So I'm ready to hear some plugs. I want to hear you shout out some sponsors and teammates and anything you'd like to mention.
Yeah, no, I just want to thank thank all the training partners, all my coaches, Freddie Roach, Sam Calavita, Antonio McKee, Nathan Corbett, Golden Elbows, who's been helping me a lot with my Muay Thai. Ruka has been, using their facility a lot. It's going to be a good night. I'm excited for January 26th. I'm more than ready. Now I just got to go out there and show what I can do, like I have been doing.
Well, you're ready. The fans are ready. The fighting world is ready. January 26th is going to be a major show for Bellator and in the fighting world as Fedor takes on Bader and you take on Henry Corrales in the co-main event. So once again, Aaron, thank you for the time. I always enjoy talking to you, and have a great fight on January 26th.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. All the best, and hopefully I see you there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, and thank you, Danny, as well.